Okay, I have finished piecing all of my bits together. And now it has the paper on it still. I'm working on my quilt here, my elephant, and now I'm going to be sewing all of these units together. Oh, so it's very ungainly, but it really does go together well. I put my pin in there. It matches up perfectly with that one up there. Yep. You're sewing on the paper, and yeah. Oh my word. And the seams are matching up beautifully. But I'm going to be having to get rid of all of the paper, I suppose, soon. And I think that's going to take me ages. I really do. So it's awkward, but I'm sewing the trunk on. Sewing the trunk on. Say this has been a real experience to make, and I've really quite enjoyed it. I really have. It's been, I keep saying it's not been as hard as I thought. I was like you guys, like, nah, I'm not doing that. I must say the paper is, the pattern is really nice. Now, as you know, I'm going to be cutting away the muslin that I just did around the side, the edges of the quilt. Like all of this here, if you can see, was supposed to be like the background, but I've just made it either just paper or muslin, and I'm just going to then cut away my elephant. I keep saying we'll see how that goes. Yeah, like I said, it's coming along beautifully. I hope. I did mess up at one point. Yeah, I did mess up at one point. I had to unpick something because I got the wrong color. It was, and I must have gotten my key wrong. I got the stripes on the trunk, and I wouldn't have like redone it. But the burgundy straps were really quite. I really had to unpick that. I put a paler red, and they didn't match up. So I had to go and unpick it and make another copy of the pattern because I'd ruined the pattern piece. That was just one, so I did that copy upstairs in our office. I just made a copy from the master copy. Didn't have to go make a silly copy. So there is this side. Let's see. This is the trunk. It's a big honking quilt, right? Oh my word. This is a big quilt. Somebody said when they made it, it takes over your life. It's so funny. Yeah, there's her trunk. That's her tusks, I mean. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So now I'm going to sew the other side on. Yeah, and then I guess I'll see what it says. And then I'll do the bottom bit. So I'll show you now what I'm doing. Let's see if I can see that. Yeah. Oh, it's a little bit dark. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I'm doing this right here. I'm sewing these. I sewed these two units together. And now I'm sewing the trunk on to the ears. And there you go. Let's see if we can see that. It's upside down. My Elliot came in and he's like, oh, I hate those blue things. I'm like, no, I like the blue. I think it's the blue highlights on her ears. He's like, why'd you do that, Mom? I'm like, stop. I like the blue. It just adds a little bit of relief, I thought, to the red. Yeah, I like it. Forget Elliot. So there's her eye. And the trunk. Oh, wow, look at that. So cool. And then here's the piece for her toes. They're her toes. These were a lot of little tiny pieces, but it worked up really quickly. And again, this goes down the bottom here. This is just muslin. So what I am going to do is I'm going to cut this muslin away. As I said before, I'm going to cut it about 1/2 inch, a good 1/2 inch, and then tuck it under on the seam. And, you know, very carefully, with probably a satin stitch. Oh, I want to show you what happened here. I had shown you my ombre fabric here, right? It's a little bit dark. Sorry about that. Oh no, it's okay. Yeah, I'd gotten this ombre fabric. Now, I didn't open it up all the way. I didn't realize that it was. Oh, I did realize it, but it's not what I'm going to use. I want the dark ombre all the way, the orange down to the yellow, then to the black. Then to the black. I'll show you. You've seen it. You've seen it here. So I'm going to have the black here with the silhouettes that I'm going to get somehow off the computer. Free vectors, they're called. So I'm going to just cut them out of the, you know, whatever, and put them on. I might do like a sun or something. But this fabric, it's like it would work, but I ordered another ombre, which is completely, it's really pretty. It's hot pink, ombreing to orange down here. It's one, and then down here is bright yellow. So this is you know, dark to light to light to dark. And I just wanted the bright orange coming down to the yellow here. So I've just ordered that. So from eQuilter. It was a real pretty pattern, a real pretty fabric on eQuilter, because I hadn't opened this up and I forgot this is selvage to selvage. I have used this ombre before. It won't go to waste. But yeah, so what I will do is I will cut this away here carefully and tuck it under real carefully. Press that after I take the papers off. Now, I was looking at a tutorial on how to take the papers off. Once you have the whole thing together, you sort of pull, two people sort of pull it, and the papers come off fairly easily. But I mean, I'm saying, like, wow, this is gonna take a heck of a lot to get all these papers off. I'll be here a month of Sundays, you know, ripping the papers off. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, maybe not, because I did use. Oh, I did say I used a microtex needle in my machine, which is really pierces it, and I used a very fine stitch to put them together. So yeah, so it's coming along. It's coming along, but I now have to wait for my background fabric, and I'm getting a bit fed up with wrestling this. So I'm going to go have a rest. But there you go. There is my quilt coming along. She's coming along. Thanks. Bye. I finished sewing the feet to my elephant here, and I'm over at my ironing board. Here she is. Here she is. This is her backwards. There's her lovely feet down there. Yeah, sweet. Now what I'm doing is I am removing all the paper from this beast. Yeah, it's it's a process. It's coming though, because as I said, I used in my microtex needle, and it pretty much yeah, the papers are coming off pretty easily. Not too bad at all, as you can see. But yeah, I have a ways to go. You sort of The one video I was watching had said was doing it really, really neat. They had removed all of the stitches, all of the things from the seams, which makes a lot of sense. And then we're pressing them open. It was wonderful. I'm pressing where they want to go. Some of them are open and some of them are to the side. And I think it's the way that's been constructed. It's whatever it is. It's fine. So yeah. So I'm going to take all my papers off, and then I have to wait. As I was saying, I have to wait until I get my backing, my background fabric, because I sort of got the wrong thing, I thought. And yeah. So I'm going to take all the papers off, but I just want to show you. The papers that this makes. It's okay. It's fine. I have my handy dandy broom there. Yeah, the papers. It's all good though. It's all good. Worthwhile project. I've enjoyed it very much. So next step to come, folks. Watch this space for my Cheryl, my elephant. Okay. So here is my elephant. I've taken off all of the papers on the back. It took me a long while actually, and it makes a mess. The other sewing channels don't show you the mess that it makes. It really does. There's a million little bits of paper. Did I get them all? Probably not. There's maybe just a few little bits. I'm not bothered. Now there's my elephant. Now what I'm going to do is, you can see that the outside edges are just my muslin. And I sort of messed up. I don't know if you can see that. Let me just see if you can see that in the... Yeah, I sort of messed up on the tail. I cut, but that's okay because that's going to be appliqued on. So now what I'm going to do is, remember I told you, I'm going to cut away my muslin. I'm going to do it a good inch away because I'm not quite sure how this is going to work. I want to just cut away around the edges here of this muslin, because I'm going to be turning it around. And as you know, the last time I said I'm waiting for my background fabric. Yeah, so here I am. Just cut this sort of tail way. So yeah. And then I'm going to be tucking this. I'm going to be tucking it in. And so you can see, I'm just going to end up with a red elephant. Just cut this away for now, and I'll show you. So here's my elephant. I'll do up there. And what I'm going to do, hopefully, I'm going to like cut into the corners here very carefully. And tuck this muslin in. Now there's a piece of paper. There's a piece of paper on the seam there. Yeah, so very carefully, when I construct my background fabric, I'll very carefully tuck this edge, all of this muslin in. So I do have a finished edge to sew, to applique. I'll have to mess about with that, get all of these points really, really good around his ears, and then applique him onto my background fabric. But let me just see. I have my camera up on my tripod. Let me just see what's going on here. So there he is. There she is, Cheryl My Elephant. Oh, mate, sorry. Let me just push this up there so you can see her toes. I like her toes. And man, to get the paper off the little bits of her toes, it was funny. So there she is. And I'm just going to, like I said, so now I just have a red elephant, and now I'm going to try to construct my background fabric when I get it, and I'll show you how I go from there. Okay, folks, see ya.